I suppose I've been a surrealist all along. When I was 3, I drew a landscape in the iris of an eye, and it was sort of decided for me by my family that I'd always be an artist, and I don't think there was anything else I was ever going to do. My work changed drastically one day in 2010 when I just decided I didn't feel like painting people anymore. And there was no real reason to it. I started making these surreal organic environments that kind of came from a place of abstraction at first, and they were filled with weird hybrids of flowers and symbols. They sort of looked like organisms from another planet. And this was a major change for me after being a portrait artist for so long. I don't know, it was like starting all over. Later, the forms and tentacles I had been painting looked exactly like what was growing inside my body. The tumor was a perfect oval shape, it had 3 tentacles, everything matched, and my doctors would then start sending me photos from various operations, like it was the pseudo-psychic knowing of what was going on before I even knew I had symptoms that I was sick. The paintings sometimes mirror personal metaphysical occurrences and at times contain a slight nod to art history. Little things such as Baroque landscapes or decadent still lifes, a curtain that might have been in the background of a portrait, all through a distorted lens though, so it's more virtual reality than actuality. Nothing creates an existential crisis like thinking about macro-universe and micro-universe all day, which is what I seem to do while I'm painting a lot. The series brings together my interest in botany, microbiology, space, disease, evolution of cells and DNA. A lot of the paintings, they kind of are like my awkward teenagers trying to decide what they want to be. They're like organisms that don't know where they're going yet, and I get to dictate it. They're like signals being sent out to me, these shapes, and I never really plan them beforehand. They just kind of come at me. When you've narrowly escaped something the way I have more than a few times, you tend not to take anything seriously after that. Everything is funny to me, and now I don't worry as much about what I'm doing, and it's interesting being in a sphere of seriousness that is the art world when you kind of have had it, you know? I'm always looking over my shoulder. I never know how much time I have left or if I'll be interrupted again, so doing the work is really important. I feel like I'm creating these fragile beings within little worlds, alien forms that might mesh with something that's seen under a microscope or through a telescope. And they're kind of like an artificial nature or a nature that's just unknown to us. In art school, we were taught a lot about concept and theory, which is very handy to have, but for me, it was all meaningless without craftsmanship, and beauty is what I'm after most. Making something shocking or disgusting in many ways can be quite easy for some people, and for me, beauty is the hard part.